Hi there. How are you doing today? I know it's been a hectic day. The holidays are finally over. You have completed your mandatory sort of dinner with your family, and I'm sure it's really, really difficult, right? I know. Listen, that's why I'm here, right? I knew this was going to be tough for you. I knew, like, with family, with a lot of issues that we can tend to have with our family, a lot of political differences, perhaps, or lots of fighting. Let's say it can be a little stressful. It can be a little stressful. So I just wanted to come over and just help you decompress. If you want to talk about anything, if you want to talk about your family or how things were happening, that's I am all ears, but I am going to, take off whatever makeup you have, give you a little bit of skincare, brush some of the dead skin off of your face, pin back your hair. Just make sure you're all ready to go to bed. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that is going to be really good for you in particular. But before that, I just wanted to say that I had a great time with my Christmas. So no complaints from me. So really, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but maybe next time when I invite you to my Christmas event, you can say yes instead of no, and why spend it with your family who absolutely despises you sometimes, but even though they say that they love you. So, but I understand. So. How about we go ahead and get us started? So, let me just take a look here and see what you got going on. So, I actually think you did a really great job. I mean, if I'm looking at just sort of what is going on with you, did you do something new with your look? Oh, it looks really good. It looks really good. I'll be honest. Okay, you wanted to impress. You wanted to totally understand it. Yeah, because they always comment, don't they? Always comment on your appearance, even though you don't want. You're like, please, I would rather you not perceive my existence, and instead you hyper focus on like physical aspects of my body that I would rather you not. Family always does that. So I think the first thing that we should do is clip back your hair, because I think that your hair is going to get in the way here. Bangs are great. Face framing bangs, regular bangs, all bangs are great, but they do get in the way now, don't they? So let's just go ahead here and let me just. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. We're going to need another one. That's what happens when you have a head full of hair. Okay. Let me just. Have you ever thought of going bald? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, listen. I always advocate that at least once in someone's life, you just shave your head. It's you want to know what's under there. It's a bit it's a bit of a mystery. Especially if you have dandruff or something, that could be really, really helpful because you could see the spots that are like either dry or like what's really going on, right? Because one of the things about dandruff that I feel like is so funny is that almost any commercial about dandruff, they're like, oh, look at the hair follicles. Our shampoo or our conditioner will like repair the hair strands so that like they don't flake, when like most of the dandruff, I believe, is like the skin. It's the skin, right? I don't know. That's what I think. Anyway, your hair is nice and put back now. I can see your beautiful face much clearer now. Still pretty, still glorious. So what I'm going to do is we need to sort of wipe off some of the makeup first, right? Some of what you have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray some of this spray here, and then I'm going to use a brush here. It is a makeup brush, but it's actually really good. I found if you use a makeup brush to really get get the makeup off, it's very tenderizing to the skin. And what I mean by that is that it's very good for the skin. So let's go ahead and okay, just get ready. It's going to be a little cold, so don't be too alarmed. Okay? Okay, perfect. Yeah, we don't need too much. It's actually very, very good. Okay, so just... Okay. Very good. Yeah, and it smells really nice too. Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of a rosy scent, I will say. Yeah, so do you want to talk about what happened at the family gathering? You don't have to. It is not a problem for me, but I thought you might want to vent or something. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I always find that family gatherings, particularly my own, tend to be very hit or miss. Someone always ends up crying. That someone tends to be me. And it does tend to result in people taking sides, and it's never good. But you feel like you need to be there. I totally understand. I mean, it's nice to sometimes be there. It's nice to connect with your family, but sometimes it's just too much. So like, especially if you see them frequently, then it becomes like oh my god, can you chill? I also, it also doesn't help if your family, if your family is anything like my family, then they have undiagnosed mental issues, let's say, that they refuse to do anything about, and so the problems end up just being things that you have to deal with, which is fine. You don't have to know that much about yourself if you don't want to, but it can sometimes be a bit of a burden, let's say. Anyway, this makeup is coming off pretty good, and you didn't put much on. I can tell. Yeah, you just sort of have a natural beauty. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. That's good. Let me just put the cap back on this. Okay, so now that is done, I think what we're going to have to do first is work on those eye bags a little bit. So I'm going to use Detoxify here. I've had this for a little bit. I have not noticed much of a difference, but what I will say is that it feels very hydrating. So when I go to bed after I have this on, I feel very refreshed. So I think that is going to be the main purpose. It's just to help refresh. I think a lot of skincare can end up feeling like it's just, for the refreshment and not necessarily because it does anything really good. Like, collagen is one of those things right now where, like, if you ingest collagen, it will do something, but it doesn't penetrate the skin. At least the studies that I've seen none have proven to penetrate the skin. So a lot of it that is in skincare is perhaps a bit misleading, let's say. Anyway, let's go ahead and open this up. Get the little thing. All right, so I'm just going to put some on you here. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm just putting some of the goop under your eye here. I'm going to put it on both sides. Okay. Yeah. Well, did you have any siblings at the family dinner? Was it extended, or was it more the smaller family, like the nuclear family? I don't like that term, but just sort of for understanding's sake. Okay. Yeah, I always find bigger events to be a bit better because the people you want to avoid, you can. And you can sort of have moments with other people that you actually like. But, sometimes if it's a smaller gathering, you can't really do that. And that's not great. But let me go ahead and just spread it out more evenly. So and then over here. Okay, great. Very good. So I'm just gonna put this back. Very good. Okay, so while we let that sort of sit and refresh your under eye, I think what we're going to do is work on your forehead here. I noticed that your bangs, you have a little bit of dry skin that I think might be helpful to brush out here. It's very it's not abrasive. It's not incredibly abrasive. It's just very soft, tender brushing that will get rid of some of that dead skin, and then we're gonna put some lotion on top of it and on top of the majority of your face, to be honest, to help get that. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and there we go. Very good. There we go. Okay. Well, was the food any good? Oh, no? Okay. Well, I tend to always find that, like, as I get older, you tend to find out what you actually enjoy eating and, like, what works best for you. And so the more you have to, like, eat with other people, and, like, particularly in, like, big events where you don't get a lot of say, the more I have problems. And I don't make, like, you don't have to, not a big fuss or anything, just that, like, it feels a bit strange. And of course, I think I'm just more of a picky eater than you, so. But yeah, it can be difficult. It can be really, really difficult, especially if, like, you don't get enough food or you don't get a lot of food. It can be really, really hard. I tend to have a lot of problems. And, you know, with my family, though, they do tend to enjoy, you know, not making the food themselves, like getting it from somewhere, but then being very critical. And so I end up feeling like I feel bad because the food that I end up having, my family's very picky as well. I don't know. Is your family very picky? No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I totally understand that. I think that you going is pretty good, and I think, you know, if you feel like you would have felt bad not going, I think it can be worth it to go, but also don't feel bad if you just don't. You know, you are not required to go. You're not, you know, you went this year, that's fine, but if next year comes around and you're like, you know what, I really hated it last year, and I'm just not going to go this year, I don't have the time, or I just don't want to, you don't need to feel pressured to have to go. You know, you might catch some flack for it, and it might feel emotional, but you have to sit with the knowledge that, you know, you are your own person and you have to do what's best for you sometimes, you know? Okay, a lot of the dead skin is off, I think. So let me go ahead and put some lotion on here. I'm going to use this EOS Shea Butter. It's honestly, I don't know how good it is. It just smells really nice, so I think it's going to be really good for you. So let me just put a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so just very good there. Yeah, I'm just putting it all over. I'm basically just avoiding the bottom, your under eyes, but it smells of pistachio. It's actually very, very nice. I know that it's kind of funny because I feel like I've always loved pistachio. Pistachio is like a really big part of my culture, but you know, I feel like people here are like, now, oh, we love pistachio. What, pistachio is this new nut that's so cool. Where have we heard the pistachio and chocolate? So it's a little bit weird, but interesting. Anyway, let's just yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna. There we go. It smells great, right? Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. So with that lotion in, next thing that I want to do here is I want to use this Aquaphor. And part of why I want to use this is because I think that your lips, after taking off whatever you had on there, it is a bit cracked. So it might be helpful to get some, just a little bit. It's like chapstick, right? But just something to make sure it's a little hydrated. So, okay. Oop. I'll be dropping it. Okay, and then just get a little bit here. Okay. Okay, get ready. Okay, and then. Okay, is that a go? And you need a little bit more. Okay, great. Very, very good. Okay. Okay. So just one of the last things I think that you're going to need here is, let me see here. It is going to be some retinol. I'm just sort of noticed on your nose you have a little bit of some blackheads forming. So this retinol is going to be very useful for you. It's going to be helpful, but it's also very light. It's very mild retinol because, a lot of people end up burning their skins with it, and I think that is not very helpful. So just a little bit here. Actually, I think my hand is not going to be the best application for it. Let me find, there we go. Yes, I'm going to use this. There we go. Just a bit. All right, so just on your nose here. Very good, very good. Okay. Yeah. So I'm glad I came over. I'm glad I came over, made sure that you're okay. It does sound like it really sucked. I'll be honest. It does. I do not envy. And if I'm being honest, I think that it can be helpful to get into fights, but it can also be helpful to know that it's just not worth it, especially with family where they see you in a very particular light. They see you in one way, and it can be really difficult to break out of that because they've had years of just either watching you grow or just understanding you as how they view you. So if you're trying to change, it can be difficult for them to process that. I think that that's a very kind way of saying that they're losers and they need to get over themselves and treat you like a real person. So, okay. Okay, I think that's good. So that's pretty much everything. Let me go ahead and take off the clips in your hair. Okay. And over here, let me just make sure I get this. There we go. Okay, let me just ruffle that. Okay, very good. Very good. So that is everything. How are you feeling? Do you feel any better? Good. They're very good. I think just sleeping it off is going to be best, I'll be honest. Yeah, well, listen, if you want to get together tomorrow or something, I'll be free. I know it's sort of post, it's not Christmas, it'll be Christmas, the day after Christmas, really. So if you, if you just want to rest or whatever, that's totally fine. But I'll be down for anything really. If you just want to chill, have some tea, and just sort of be on our respective devices or something, I'd also be totally fine with that. Okay. Okay then. Well, let me know. I will see you next time. Okay.